Essay on the Importance of Disappointment by Cornelius Thryke. The red woodland was crisp and slippery as we set forth into the morning trees. The sun was not long up, and our breath was swirly and nipped from us with quick telltale signs as our company strode forth beneath the canopy. Captain Henry, dear Captain Henry, was our leader. He was almost 3 years to the day older than I, and had earned his pips in earnest conflict. We would do anything for Captain Henry, cross the fastest stream, climb the tallest oak, or sneak into the darkest, most terrifying barn. Captain Henry led, whistling his tune as he always did, warming strength into the limbs of his men, and I followed behind, second in command, with my stick glooping into the leaf fall. I am Sergeant Cornelius. The skipper calls me Corny as only he can. Major Mother forbids it, but here, amongst the birch, the blackthorn, and the beech, it stills my heart as the march grows long and the shadow of the enemy grows thick. Hi-ho, Corny, he calls cheerfully. Keep up, we shall make fishing poles this day. Come now, Martha, stay the pace. Are you sure that pack is not too heavy? Henry speaks fondly to Private Martha, who scurries behind at the rear. Our captain is so patient. She is not as strong as Henry and I, but she manfully volunteered to staff the logistics billet. We are tall, blonde, and strong. She is short, wispy, and dark. Perhaps this is why she is the favourite of the Chaplain General, the CO of our corps. I fear that Private Martha will soon outrank me, for she has the seniority of almost a year and a half. But as long as I have my captain, I shall be all right. I had the honour of receiving a promotion and commendation in the field this spring last, for bravery in the face of the strange man yonder. The captain gave me a fantastic citation. Alas, I could not share it with the general and major. We walk on into the dank. The skipper has his own pack, I have my stick, and Martha carries the sandwiches. She is brave to a point, but I wonder for her place here in the Sodbury Fusiliers. The air grows thicker as the trees loom around and over us. Even my heart is beginning to tremble, though I push on, following the leaf-littered dints left by our intrepid captain. Deeper still we march. The trees go closer, thicker and taller, each reaching high for a spot of sun. The enemy could be anywhere, dug in beyond any barky girth. Days like these are keenly appreciated, for we know not when they will end. The sniper's is the bullet you will never hear. Eventually we drop down into the dell, and the tree crowd thins. The leaf carpet gives way to grass and the suggestion of a smooth boulder. A back wall of rock looms over us like a shadowy spectre, and silverine, a flashing yet slight cascade, descends the ink-blue pool we have come to see. Set up here, Corny, cries the skipper. I'll see about cutting some likely canes. Roger that, Captain. Strong, tall Henry laughs and glances back over his shoulder. And keep an eye on Martha. See that she doesn't get up to any mischief. You can count on me, sir. I give a thumbs up and feel immediately childish and wanting for my military bearing. I turn quickly in time to see Martha skipping amongst the rocks, shiny and slick. I look beyond her and see her pack lying half open on the ground. Martha, I scold, you'll get creatures all over the sandwiches, and the scent may attract unwanted nostrils. I walk over to where the pack lay flapping. Deftly I draw the straps back into the buckles. Then I notice a sod of earth, disturbed and lying to one side. Has the enemy bivvied here? Are they watching us even now, taking the bearings from Martha's errant pack? I scoop up the earth, and in one movement I spin and hurl it in the direction of Martha's satisfied gurgles. And don't let it happen again. But before my words have tumbled free, they are faltering. The clump speeds directly toward Martha. Right as she turns to look at me, the clod explodes with a sickening thud against her forehead. She shrieks, topples and falls with a splash from my view. Oh, beastly grenade! Fear floods me as I scramble in an instant to the place from which she fell. I glance down, both looking and without looking. Martha emerges, spluttering from the murk. Her screams pierce as the water sprays and pours from her mouth. Her face is awash with scarlet, which blobs thick and dark from the gaping wound on her forehead. "Martha!" I cry. "Oh, Martha!" I reach down and grasp a flailing hand. As I drag her onto the bank, she stumbles and grazes a knee. "Oh, Martha, please! I am so sorry. Please forgive me. Please, please do not tell father." She is gasping for air. Her eyes are glassy and rolling like marbles on a drain head. She is white and too shocked even to cry. "Martha, please!" It is now that the skipper re-enters the clearing. He drops the sticks and is with us in a single bound. "What has happened here? She is bleeding." I sense the panic in his voice. It was an accident," I stammer. "She got in the way." "An accident?" The skipper looks me square in the eye. I look downward. "Father will flay me alive." But tears now sting my eyes. "I am in command here. Father will hold me accountable. He will beat me, Cornelius. Do you hear? He will beat me so." "But Henry—" Martha, now in full awareness, screams another piercing scream as she sees the blood staining her hands and her tabard. I begin to cry. I glance at Henry. He too has begun to sob. He too. I swallow and know I must say my piece. "Skipper, I will take her home. I will shoulder the blame in your place." Henry's tears halt. "My brave Corny, yes, yes, I think you should. It is time for you to show bravery in the line of fire. This tragedy is your burden to carry." I lower my head and nod in the affirmative. "Do you know the way?" "Yes." "And you will take good care of her?" "Yes." "And you will leave me some sandwiches?" "Yes." He nods. "Then go, brave Corny. Carry the injured back to base, report in, and Godspeed. I shall stay here and complete the mission." I know what I must do. I stand and brush the tears from my face. As she still wails, I nurse Martha to her feet, and we begin to traipse off into the wood. So many hours must have passed. So many. The blood has stopped running, but Martha is left with a nasty-looking wound. Dried blood cakes her face, her dress, and one knee as she limps along. "Do try and keep up," I call. "We are lost, Cornelius. We shall die here. We shall be eaten by wolves." She starts to wail once more. It is true, the light is fading, and we appear to be no nearer home. "Nonsense!" My voice is shaking. "I know exactly where we are. We shall be home in time for tea." I feel the hot sting of tears on my cheek. Why did Henry have to let us go? Why could he not come and with us and guide us back home? Did his bravery really fade? Night has fallen. We trudge on through owl hoots and rustlings. Suddenly I halt. Martha, weak with fatigue, catches me and falls forward into the murk. Shush! Listen! Sure enough, we can hear voices. They are calling, Martha! Martha! My sister runs past me, instantly refreshed. Martha! Martha! The voices call. It's Mother and Papa, cries Martha. They are searching for me. She stumbles over a hidden root, but her relief drives her headlong into the dark. I hasten to follow, even though I know the way. Oh, Martha, there you are, we've been... The voice stops. The voice stops, then screams. My dear goodness, what have they done to you? It is Father's voice. It is shrill with anger, leaden with revenge. Where are they? Did they leave you? How did they allow you to become so terribly injured, my poor girl? I emerge from the trees. They see me. Father and Martha shrink back, like black crows in Mother's lamplight. You, boy, snarls Father, you did this. He springs forward, his cane held high. His anger is complete. It is Mother who eventually carries me back. They have shrunk back, black and wiry, into the village lights.